Welcome back to Beyond Books, the Shrewsbury Public Library podcast. I'm your host, Sky. I use they, them pronouns, and we have a couple of great conversations to share with you this month. First, in Media of the Month, our assistant director, Sonja Drotor, joins me to talk about the books that our kiddos are currently reading. Then, in Ask a Librarian, I will let you all know what's been going on with our study rooms lately. And in Life of the Library, we have a very fun conversation with Boisvert about the Shrewsbury Public Library Foundation. There's not much of a theme connecting the segments this month, but I hope you all enjoy all the same. Welcome back to Media of the Month. This month, for your consideration, we will be having a conversation with our assistant director, Sonja Drotor. Sonja, welcome to Beyond Books.
Thank you, Sky. I'm so excited to be here today.
Yeah, we're excited to have you. So, what we did before we started recording was we both compiled a list of the books and authors that our children are currently reading /into/obsessed with. And just kind of gonna bounce them off each other and see what we have. Would you like to start, or would you like me to start?
I'm happy to start.
Okay.
So just so let the listeners know, I have a 5-year-old and a 2-year-old. And they both, my 5-year-old's starting to learn to read, so that's becoming a new adventure of picking out sight words and pausing, and now it takes 3 times as long to read any book, but it's exciting.
Got a spark.
And then my 2-year-old just has obsessions, specifically with doggies, so we're focusing a lot on that with her.
Nice.
But our first author I would have to make a shout out to is any Jory John books. He's the one who writes The Good Egg, The Bad Seed,
The Big Cheese.
Yes, oh my gosh. He also partners with Pete Oswald, the illustrator, who just has created these amazingly inviting and adorable characters that I want to put them like on our walls.
Yep.
And like all their stuffed animals, which I think they actually make stuffed animals out of them.
Oh no, I can't let my children see those.
I know it would. Our house already has so many. So yeah, they're just these great stories that have these wonderful human qualities, and the adults who are reading them aloud love these characters. The kids think they're hilarious and can spot all these fun things in the pictures. Yeah. And then Jory John also writes a series called Penguin Problems / Giraffe Problems, and there's Cat Problems, which is just like if you were in the head of your household frustrated cat, just like so snarky and sarcastic. Man. Yeah.
I think my cat would not be able to write a children's book with its internal monologue. It would be the language would be a little bit much. Yeah.
Yeah, Jory John does a great job of making it adult but also completely appropriate for kids. So,
nice.
Yeah, highly recommend Jory John books.
Yes, yeah, my girls love those as well. I have a 8-year-old and a 3.5-year-old. Just had her half birthday yesterday.
Big deal.
So very exciting. She keeps asking, did my number change? Like, no, it hasn't yet. No, we got to get all the way back to May. So
you got a decimal and a 5. That's half.
But hey, you're getting there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So one of the authors that my little one is very into, or was into, and now she's decided that she doesn't want to read any of them anymore, is Willems and the Pidgeon books.
The Pidgeon's amazing.
We love the Pidgeon. And Knuffle Bunny was one that my older child really enjoyed. All 3 of those.
Knuffle Bunny. And then have you also read Nanette's Baguette by Mo Willems?
Ooh, no,
which
I don't
is
think
just
so.
like all of that, just play on words and alliterations, and it's the most fun. When I used to do read alouds in classrooms, I would love to read Nanette's Baguette, and you just were rhyming in chaos, and it's an endearing story too about basically how bread's delicious, which I think we can almost all agree on.
That is, yes, that is, I think, one of the few things that can unite the world right now.
Bread.
Yeah. One of the cool things about the Mo Willems books, Knuffle Bunny, all 3 of the Knuffle Bunnies, Knuffle Bunny 2 and Knuffle Bunny Free, is there are animated versions of them on Hoopla.
Oh, that's so
I
cool.
found. During lockdowns and things, they had like bonus borrows going, and we were able to check them out without counting against our like credits. And it's animated by Mo Willems and voiced by him and his daughter Trixie and his wife. And because he was an animator, that was his first gig. He worked on Sesame Street for a while, and he just they all recorded the voices and everything. It's great. It was really cool, really sweet.
He is spectacular, and I always say if I was like put on the spot to get a tattoo right this second, I would definitely get Pidgeon on my arm or something. Like they have so much personality, and they mean so much. He's spectacular. He's also only in Northampton, and I have a secret dream of getting him to the library. But well, now it's not secret.
Mo, if you're listening, we'd love to have you at the Shrewsbury Library. We love your work.
You're amazing. Yeah, so special. Another one, kind of, you and I both are kind of vibing in this like comedy and just lighthearted, happy books. Another author that we are truly can't get enough of in my house is Ryan Higgins, who writes the Penelope Rex. He also writes Mother Bruce, with the bear who, adopts all the ducklings. Begrudgingly, but I'll do a big plug for Penelope Rex, because Penelope Rex is just this misunderstood Tyrannosaurus Rex in a human world, and she just wants to be loved, and she doesn't understand why people get mad at her when she tries to gobble them up until her goldfish bites her finger. It's just the most endearing. And my kiddo, who just started kindergarten, it's just been this great like blend, and that series is truly spectacular.
That's so good. Yeah, we really liked the one where she does a talent show.
Yes.
And is very like scared about doing her. She gets stage fright, and it was very cute. It was so sweet.
It's so cute. Yeah, they're spectacular.
Yep. One series that my older kid is into right now is called Dragon Girls.
Oh, cool.
I haven't read them myself. Because she's 8 now, so she's doing a lot of reading, being a big girl and reading all her stuff herself. But she's just loves this. It's similar to like the at least in like naming conventions to the like Rainbow Magic Fairies.
Oh yes,
that we did for Halloween.
That was an amazing costume.
In that each one is like so and so the
blank
X dragon. Yeah. So we've got like glitter dragons and storm dragons, and so her and her friends at school they are the Dragon Girls, and so they transform into these dragons when they go to the magic forest, and it was very confusing as she's integrated now Pokemon into it, and fairies, and pretty much any like fantastical creature she integrates into this Dragon Girls game. And I didn't even realize that it was a real book series at first, because she found them at the school library and was like, this is my life now. It's so good.
It's so amazing when our kiddos get to this age where they're exploring the world without you, and they can bring things into your world, and then you're in that moment of like, wait, my interpretation of what you said is not what is reality, and you are magical and amazing. And it reminds me of when I was a kiddo and like getting obsessed and just like absorbed into series, and I loved the Bailey School Kids. Like the vampire. I can't remember the exact ones, but like my teacher isn't a vampire or whatever.
Yep.
And just like being like just like can't get enough of them, like gobbling them up. It's such a cool thing. And now that your daughter is old enough, like that's so cool.
Yeah.
So cool.
And I have been also sharing with her one of my kid time book series, Animorphs.
Oh my gosh, Animorphs.
And oh man, unfortunately my brother has all of our Animorphs books, so I have to kind of get them from him a couple at a time.
Yeah.
So
that series was oh my gosh, we could not get enough of that. And I was obsessed with horses also as a kid, so like the one that the girl turns into a horse, like oh man,
Cassie morphs the horse. Yep.
But yeah, no, those books were spectacular. And yeah, when I worked in children's, I was always amazed at like those long-standing series that still, now that people grow up and then they have kiddos and they stand true. So cool.
And there's also a graphic novel adaptation that's been coming out fairly recently. I know they got through 4 or 5, maybe 6. I don't know if they're going through the whole series, if it's selling well or not. But one of the cool things that they did with that was the one where they morph into wolves. There was a whole bit about, we can't have 2 male wolves because then one of them, they'll both try to be the alpha and it'll be hard to deal with. But the alpha wolf concept isn't real. And the guy whose book was like the basis of that belief has worked really hard to like get that out of the public consciousness because it was based on observations of wolves in captivity who were not of the same like familial group. So it was like these highly aggressive territorial behaviors.
Yeah, like protective of their people, their pack.
Right. But that's not how they behave in the wild.
So interesting.
So it's like, so they've updated that in the graphic novel adaptation and been like, no, actually, that's not the way it works in the real world. So
cool.
And I was like, oh, that's great. That's really cool.
That is really cool. And it's nice when they bring a medium or something like to modern day, and when they take the time to like make it stand strong today, and it's not like the regurgitated thing we read in the 90s. It's like a new and like well adjusted. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's really good. I feel like I've been talking for a while. What else have you got?
Let me see. Another title and author that my kiddos and my husband and I love reading to our kids are the Julia Donaldson books. Another thing that is just so fun to read aloud, and you get into this rhythm and you create this world. Room on the Broom, top 5 in our house. Just so fun to say it. The way she just like weaves words together is just beautiful.
Yeah.
Highway Rat, spectacular. We got a Tony. We borrowed a Tony of the Highway Rat.
Ooh.
And just, oh my gosh, like thank goodness they don't have battery. Like we love that one. So good.
Burned the tape out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, if it was a cassette, we would have been doomed. Yeah, so funny.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, we love the Gruffalo as well, and Room on the Broom. Yeah, so good.
So good.
Who else have I got here? Oh, The Questionnaires. That's a series that both of my kids have really enjoyed. It's the Ada Twist scientist, Iggy Peck architect.
Yes,
all of
Beatty.
those. Yes, Andrea Beatty. They're such neat little explorations of these paths that kids can go down and careers that just introduce them in a great way. And my older kid is very into science, and she really wants to be a scientist of some sort. So she just loves that
world that's laid out for them in those books. And it's so like they do it in such a great way that it's very like grounding. Like you can see it in reality too. We've watched that show on Netflix a little bit too. And it's very sweet. It's very sweet.
We can easily fill a bag of 50 books.
Yeah, we easily. And now that my older daughter has her own library card too,
oh boy,
it's kind of dangerous
at
our house.
Dangerous, yeah. A lot of interfiling possible.
Yes.
We've definitely ended up with a couple of school library books in our collection.
Yes.
It's like, okay, well, if we find it, we bought it now,
yeah,
so
exactly.
Oops.
Exactly. Yeah, and we try, but we definitely go on our weekly scavenger hunt of, okay, I know this book is here somewhere. So far we've been lucky enough to find them, but I know it won't always last that way.
So Sonja, thank you so much for coming through and talking about kids' books. This is such a great, I could talk about the books my kids read for hours, and it's just so great to touch base with other staff members about what their kids are reading too, because it's fun. It's really cool. It's really fun.
Yeah, thank you so much, Sky, for inviting me. When you asked me to do this, I was like immediately jotted my list down in 2 seconds. Was so excited to talk to you. So this was awesome. Thank you so much.
Of course. Thank you. Welcome back to Ask a Librarian. This month, the question is, what's going on with the study rooms? If you've been in the last few weeks, you will have noticed that the study room letters have changed, and one of what used to be Study Room D is now the Assistant Director's office. So let me break that down for you, tell you a little bit about what's going on. So, like I said, former Study Room D, which lived off the quiet room, is now Sonja, our Assistant Director. It's her office now. B, C, which used to be B, and D, which used to be C, are now all together by the nonfiction books. The study rooms also now all have brand new whiteboards, and they have monitors, and the markers now live in the rooms with the whiteboards. So that's nice. You don't have to go up to the desk to get markers anymore. They're right there for you to use. The table that used to live in Study Room D, that nice long table for big groups, is now in the space behind the adult computers. So it's no longer in a private space, but it is still available for larger groups to gather and have a space to sit together, which is nice. In its new home, the table has been seeing a lot of use. Some folks who were meeting in Study Room D, I believe it's a crochet group that I've seen. They're still using the table. They followed it out. So that's great. There are often, I see groups of teenagers using it to have group study sessions and just working together on homework and things. This change should make the quiet room a much more quiet room without having big groups coming in and out of the study room, and a much more subdued neighbor in Sonja. She probably won't be throwing many parties in there. No guarantees, but I doubt it. The procedure for booking study rooms remains the same, as does the process for checking in. You still go to the reference desk and leave your library card or your driver's license or your keys at the desk for the duration of your stay in the study rooms. If you have any questions about things, you can always ask at the reference desk. They are great there, and they're happy to help however you need. We're always looking to improve the way that our space gets utilized in the library. So if you have any suggestions or any concerns about how the space is used, please let us know. We're always open to suggestions, and we really appreciate it, because really this is a space for the community, and we want to make sure that everybody is getting what they need out of the space. So we appreciate that. So that's the study rooms, but we've also got some other changes to library space that I wanted to highlight. The young adult room has had its collection reorganized and freeing up a little bit of shelf space. So if you haven't been in there in a while, you can go and check it out, see how the space has changed since last you were in there, as well as the sci-fi, fantasy, and adult graphic novel collection. It's all been reorganized. The flow is much better. Staff put in a lot of work into figuring out how best to utilize the shelf space that we have available. We also have some brand new self-check stations throughout the library. You can use those to check out your books yourself or your various other items you may have to check out. Just the process is the same. You just scan your card and put the items on the pad, and you're off to the races. They're very sleek. They're very contemporary looking. They're very cool. I think they're neat. So check them out next time you're in and you have something to check out. Welcome back to Life of the Library. Today we have a very special guest with us, Mo Boisvert from the Foundation Board of the Shrewsbury Public Library Foundation. Mo, thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, it's my privilege and my honor to be here. I'm so excited every time I come to the library. It's such a exciting place with such diversity of activities going on. When I walked through the door this morning, there was a little 2-year-old coming into the reading play group.
Oh,
I
nice.
love watching all those young kids. And now they had to move it into a bigger room because they've got so many families coming in with their little ones. And there's nothing more important for a child to have a parent or an adult sitting down and reading with them.
Oh, yeah.
Because it builds relationships, it builds knowledge. It's just foundational for good child development.
Absolutely.
Foundational.
Yeah. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and what is the thing you like most about the Shrewsbury Public Library?
Okay. Well, the first thing I'd say is that I've come to believe that the library is the center of democracy. And I believe that, first of all, because I've had the privilege of traveling a lot in Africa and Caribbean countries and developing worlds. And wherever you go, where there's a developing world, high level of poverty, low employment rates, you do not find a library. There is no library. Knowledge is power. Knowledge is skill building. Knowledge is so important. And the library is the center to that. And for some countries with leaders who are authoritarian, they're not going to run to create a library so that everybody can become knowledgeable. And it really struck me when I had the opportunity to do traveling. And so when I came back, around here, I grew more and more appreciative of the library in general and the Shrewsbury Library in particular. We're the second most active library after Worcester in all of Western Mass.
Yeah.
So almost 300,000 individuals walk through the doors every year. That is so impressive.
Yeah.
I tell all my friends, when you drive by the library, take a look in the parking lot. There aren't very many open spots.
That's true.
People come and go, so don't be afraid to go. And if you need it, you can go over to the Congregational Church. They allow us to use the parking lot over there as an overflow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and people now that I know, they say, yeah, geez, I noticed it is always full.
It's hopping. Yep. There's
it's
always something going down.
Yeah, there's just so much happening. And there's so much that people don't know. For example, we save the taxpayers over $1 million every year. We give back to the taxpayers. Now you're going to say, how does the library do that? Well, I used to listen to audiobooks driving back and forth to the Cape, and it would cost me $20, $25 every time I got an audiobook until I found out the library will give it to you for free.
Yep.
And we had almost 90,000 tapes taken out last year, times 25, do the math.
Yep.
You're looking at $1 million, you know? So it's just, there's just so many aspects of the library that people have not connected to.
Yeah.
And it's just a joy for me to have the opportunity to come and talk a little bit about, all that the library does. And I hope people, as they come together, because it's a place of civic engagement. It's a place where people can come in a safe place to learn, to debate, to discuss, and there are all kinds of opportunities and meetings to do that.
Yeah.
Now, the foundation, if I can move to the foundation.
Absolutely. That was what I was just about to ask you.
Yeah. Well, the foundation's role really is to reach out to acquire resources that go beyond what the town funds. There are a lot of things that the library does at this point that is not funded by the town. It's kind of like extra Okay, and the Friends are promoting extra activities.
Yeah.
Okay, the Friends support that group downstairs with the little 2-year-olds
Yep.
and supports any supplies they need for that program. And so the Friends is out there doing a lot of programs for teens in the afternoons.
Oh, yeah.
When you come down here on a Friday afternoon, the place is mobbed with teenagers.
Yep.
In fact, I've been really impressed. Every time I come in the building, there's a lot of teenagers throughout the building. So
Yeah.
I see that as just really encouraging about the future.
Definitely.
And so, the Friends are doing it. The foundation is raising funds for 4 different things. One of the programs that the foundation runs is the Distinguished Speaker Program. And we've had, over the last couple of years, several New York Times bestseller authors coming and talk to us. Our most recent one was Geraldine Brooks. We had over 300 people at the Shrewsbury Middle School come to that presentation. She's got a huge fan base. And it was just a terrific evening. I mean, everybody really, really appreciated having the opportunity to meet her, listen to her, interact with her, because we have time for Q&A and all of these presentations. We also did a series on AI, which is a very current kind of thing we were talking a little bit about before we started today. And we did one with a professor from WPI who told us a little bit about the history and the status today of AI, which was really helpful to set the stage.
Yeah.
And then we had Congressman Jim McGovern come and Senator Moore come and talk a little bit about AI has some liabilities. There are no guardrails whatsoever at this point. And I think a lot of us believe there needs to be some guardrails set up for AI. And so we had them come, and there was a good dialogue. And I think they heard from a large crowd downstairs that, people are concerned about the guardrails and that it's got a lot of positive things, but there are things that people are concerned about. Yeah. And then our last speaker on AI spoke about security. International security and AI. What's going on in the international community using AI to disrupt elections in other places and, have, not only a positive potential, but a real negative potential. And talked about AI wars in the future. I mean, when you look at what's going on now, for example, in Ukraine, the technology, everything is different. And it's changing so quickly. Yeah. So we had that series as well. So we have every year 2 to 3 significant speakers come in, and we support them coming. And some of them have a fee, and we pay their fee for them to come. Cool. New York Times bestsellers don't usually come for free, so we need to raise a little extra money to pay for that. For sure. And we've been very lucky because we've had a couple of donors who are so impressed with the Distinguished Speakers Program. They've contributed a significant amount of money just to support that program. They target their donation for directly that purpose. That's and they can do that, Yeah. Another thing we target that I'm particularly interested in and expanding is staff development. Oh, yeah. Okay. I don't know who went, but somebody from the library went and got a certificate last year, and we're really interested in doing everything we can to promote the staff because I know from experience the more people learn, the happier they are, the more they can move up the ladder, either here or somewhere else, but they can move up the ladder. And people are always happy when they're growing as a person. Definitely. Whatever that is, okay? And so promoting everybody's professional growth is part of what the foundation does. Oh, that's awesome. The third thing we do is capital improvements. And part of that is it's kind of divided into 2 things. Part of that is technology. And so we have resources when the town doesn't have the resources to get us into some areas of technology that the library wants to be on the cutting edge of. You know? For sure. 3D printing, I mean, that's a big thing. And the number of people coming in to use the 3D printers tremendous.
Oh yeah, there's
So-
always a queue
Yeah.
to get your stuff printed.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
It's great.
So that's one side of it. The other side of it is long term. The foundation was created as a result of the capital campaign to do this wonderful expansion of the library, which is so needed. And now it's like we've already outgrown it.
Right.
But, when the fundraising effort had to go forward, the state and the town contributed some, but there had to be a local match, and Laurie and Matt Hogan co-chaired that, and they helped us raise $2.5 million. So when we have a big need like that, we don't want to start from scratch next time.
Right.
We want to have a little bit of a capital endowment that will help us. And so having an endowment is really important because you never know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
I mean, federal funds are being cut from places, and if you don't have a reserve, you're
then
done.
We can lose a lot of services and a lot of things that people really appreciate the library providing could be at risk. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So those are the four things that we're raising money. We have an annual appeal every year. We just sent out our annual appeal letters. So those of you that are hearing this, please feel free to send us a check. The foundation will greatly appreciate it, and all the clients of the library will appreciate it as well. So I think, keep that in mind. But we also have set up the Matt and Laurie Hogan Society, which is the foundation part, the endowment part, rather, of the foundation.
Right.
Because people can leave in their estate funds towards the development and the excellence that we experience here at the library. And there are a lot of different ways that people can do it. I mean, people could leave their house if they didn't have anybody else to leave it to, and the library could, probably sell the house and get the proceeds from the house. But that's one thing that people sometimes do. Wow. There's two most popular ways that people are leaving in their estate planning funds. One is when they give a gift. I'm not remembering the exact name of it, but you can give $100,000 gift and get the interest from that $100,000 for the remainder of your life. The library wouldn't get it until you pass, and then the library gets the principal.
Okay.
And it'll probably come to me what they call that, but it's a great way because you get to deduct. Say you gave $100,000, you get to deduct $100,000 for this year or over, I think, several years if you want, and you get the income, which is what you'd want in retirement.
Yep.
And then you make a big gift to your favorite charity, which is really good. The other thing now with 401ks being so popular. People are leaving, a grant from their 401k to their favorite charity, and we're hoping the library is going to be the favorite charity of a lot of people. And I will say that people have been leaving legacy gifts to the library almost since the library began.
Yeah.
I'll just give you one example. Spags Bohjalian left a significant gift to the library.
Yeah.
It just went to the town because there was no vehicle at the library to accept it and administer it over time.
Yeah.
Okay. And so we can invest it conservatively so that it grows. And so we have that advantage as a foundation.
Yeah.
And so the legacy fund is the next really big thing
cool.
we're trying to get people to consider.
The Bohjalian Fund is actually currently being used to expand the world languages collection. We're currently using that as the funding source for building out our books in foreign languages. So we've got a whole variety of languages: Spanish, Portuguese, Chinese,
Creole.
You
just got some Creole because I would send my students at the shelter over here to get
it's those get like you said, those gifts keep giving and they keep living on and improving things in the future.
Yeah, which is really terrific.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I interrupted you there.
No, that's okay. No, you didn't.
So circling back to the Distinguished Speakers series a bit, what goes into making the selections of how do you guys pick who to invite?
Yeah, that's a really good question, Sky, because the foundation board spends a lot of time talking about it. But at all of our presentations, we do a survey to try to get people reactions to what we're doing, how well we're doing, and that. But we also ask them, do you have any recommendations,
Right.
For us to consider? And so we get all that information. We're trying to create a balance between novels and science and history.
Nice. Yeah.
Okay. We're at the moment trying to talk Jill Lepore to come and speak. She's just published a book on American democracy today.
Right.
That's on the New York Times bestseller list. She's at Harvard University, so she's local.
Yeah.
And we're hoping she'll entertain coming out to Shrewsbury to do a talk.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Because she's really extremely well known. Her books are really well written, and it's very timely.
Yeah, for sure.
The stuff that she's doing. So, and that was she's one of a few that we're reaching out to right now in the historical sector.
Definitely.
Trying to get some perspective that way. So it's a process.
Yeah.
No, there's no one person, making this decision.
Right.
It's a group process, and we try to get feedback from as many people. And I know Priya brings this issue to the staff meetings.
Yeah.
And, tries to get the staff's input as well.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think we got Geraldine Brooks because of the staff. Somebody on the staff maybe have read some of her books.
I think so. Yeah, a lot of folks have read a bunch of her books.
Yeah. Well, I will say one of the big benefits to me to do this work at the library is I have now read authors I might never have read before.
Right.
I read 3 or 4 Geraldine Brooks after I read the first one just so I'd be knowledgeable.
Right.
I was so enamored, I ended up reading 3 of her books.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So it's a good thing for me to expand my, vision or lens, so to speak.
We're all always learning, right? Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.
Anything else you wanted to talk about that's coming up down the line for the foundation?
Yeah, I tell you, we got a big deal coming up. Next year in October, we're going to have a really big social night for people in Shrewsbury who want to support the library to come to the library, and we're going to have a big event here, like a gala, right? A big community gala. We're going to invite everybody to come. And we're hoping we're going to get a really nice group. We're going to recognize at least one Shrewsbury adult library hero. And we're probably going to recognize 2 or 3 youth heroes. And Priya had this fabulous idea that instead of, how always when you're trying to pick youth, you have them do an essay and all of that.
Right.
And that's great. But Priya says, no, let's have them do a video. Wouldn't that be cool?
That's great.
Ask them to do a video. What does the library mean to you? Do it in video form,
there we
not
go.
in written form.
Get some different creative juices flowing.
Yeah. Then we can show the video that night.
Exactly.
It'd be really great. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So that's the next big thing that's in the planning works. It's just beginning, and that's why it's so far out, because it's a lot of work to plan something like that and organize all the food and organize the program and get everything where it needs to be.
Got to give the kids time to make their videos too.
Yeah, and the big source of revenue for something like that is sponsors. So we need several months lead time to try to talk to sponsors to see if they would like to be a part of this incredible evening that we're going to have in Shrewsbury.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And that's to coincide with the 10th anniversary of the building project.
Yes,
right?
exactly. It's to celebrate the 10th anniversary.
Perfect.
Yeah, that's right. Perfect, Sky. That's good. You're on top of everything.
I got your back. I got your back, Mo.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, it is. We're celebrating the 10th anniversary of the expansion. Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for coming through. I really appreciate you taking the time and sharing your perspective on things. It's really valuable, and we really appreciate all the work that you do here for us and for all the patrons. Thank you again.
Well, I appreciate all the staff. Every time I come here, everybody's so fabulous, and Priya is such a welcoming person. I mean, it's a wonderful opportunity, and I really appreciate being asked to come. And Sky, anytime that you think it could be helpful, I'll be happy to come back and do this again. Maybe when we get closer to the gala, we'll do it again to kind of talk about how those plans have matured.
Yeah, absolutely. That'd be great. Yeah. Thanks again, Mo.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you again for joining us for another episode. Our theme song is by Philip Zhang, and we'd like to send a big thank you again to our guests, Sonja Drotor and Mo Boisvert, and as always, a huge thank you to our wonderful producer, Jess Smith. Until next time, keep your eyes, ears, and mind open, because the library can take you beyond books.